Today is going to be the day that I start ply lining the van. In true Blue Peter fashion, here's some I prepared earlier. I actually got sheets of 5.5mm ply and I've cut it out using the old ply lining as a template. See, now I'm thinking about doing this in 2 sections. So I'm going to have one bit of ply that's going to come up to about the middle of this. So I've got screw points here. And then the second part will start there and go up to here. It's just about getting the measurements right, really. Now, because this board is so wobbly, I'm going to screw this bit of wood in there so that I've got a nice straight line to follow my saw along. So I guess now all there is to do is start getting it fitted. Now, one of the first things you might notice is that that wheel arch looks absolutely shocking, and you'll be right. One of the main problems with using your existing ply as a template, your cut is only going to be as good as the cut that they did, and these wheel arches were originally boxed in. And I've decided anyway that it's not really going to matter because I am going to box these in. So I've got a nice flat surface to mount all my stuff for my energy, such as my leisure batteries and my inverters and everything. As you can see on this side here, I've actually cut some holes for the conduit. They poke out there quite nicely, but what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to change this. I'm going to make a larger hole because behind there's some earthing points, and when the leisure batteries go in, I can literally earth the batteries straight to the body through the side there. Now I need something fairly square to draw around to get a nice clean cut on there. And I was thinking, what could I use? Something about the size of an iPhone would probably do quite nicely. Cool. Needs to be a bit bigger. Earthing points, look at that. And now that will forever be known as the iPhone window. Tell you what, this job, putting the ply down, is actually really rewarding because it's almost like, it feels like it's starting to come together. This bad boy is going to go up here. Okay, but I'm going to need to cut out a big section in the middle for the insets for where the bed's going to go. But what I think I'm probably going to do is build the inserts first, and then once they're made, I'll then know exactly the right size of what I want to cut this to. Right, now I know what you're probably thinking, well yeah, but Sean, that doesn't fit that whole space, but that was the reason why I didn't want to start cutting holes in the top bit of ply. So I worked out the exact size of what these inserts were going to be. Because there's so many like contours and everything, it just makes it a bit of a nightmare, but it does mean that I can chuck more insulation in there, which is always going to be a positive. Oh look, it started raining, what a surprise. too bad. I think I'm going to call it a day there for today anyway. I'll be back when I next get a day off to finish the rest. I've still got to do that end and the top there as well, and above the door. I'm probably not going to tackle the doors in this video, like the back doors and the side door, just simply because I haven't 100% decided what I'm doing yet. But this was sort of like the main part for me, to get this ply back up and getting it feeling a lot more like a camper. More rain. I would just like to make it clear that I've pretty much had enough of all this rain. And today we're hopefully going to finish the remainder of this ply lining. We pretty much have to replicate this again, but on that side for the kitchen area. But the reason why I haven't just made another one is because unfortunately that panel isn't the same size. All there is to do, I just need to just start cracking on with it. Where's my pencil gone? This is a nice little nifty tool my dad made me so that I can cut square edges and keep my hands away from the blade. Thanks, Dad. Explain how these boxes work, because I'm not sure if I explained how it was mounted. So I've got this wood here. When the front ply's on, it will screw into that. So that is pretty much flush with this line here. Whereas the ones on the side are actually 12mm back, and the ones underneath are 12mm back as well. So it actually sits nice and tight up against that. That will screw in through there. That ply would literally screw into there to stop any sort of wobble there. And we're pretty much good to go. I think while I've got the ply off as well, I am going to put some insulation behind there. So this end should be a lot easier than that end. I've just literally just tacked it in place. And what I'm going to do now, get my pencil, and I'm going to draw around where I need to cut. Ta-da! So that looks pretty tidy. Well, I say it looks tidy at the moment, but yeah, once I've cut it, who knows? One of the first things with putting this panel up is that at the top here, because of the way that the shape of the van is slanted, the 12mm plywood that I put behind doesn't actually make contact here, so I'm going to have to put some batten there to keep that nice and flat all the way along. This joint here could be a lot better. However, the kitchen's going to run across here, so you're not going to see any of it anyway. So the most important thing for me was that this joint's good and this joint here is good. Even though along here is going to pretty much be kitchen units from about here, so that's why even though that doesn't quite line up, it doesn't really matter. Kitchen units to there, that line needs to be good and that line needs to be good. But other than that, I think I'm pretty much ready to do the last bit of cutting on that. Insert 1, insert 2, insert 3. Not too bad. Now, I am going to tidy up this line here with an L-shaped piece of trim that's going to literally just tidy all that up and just make it look a lot better than how I've left it currently. So now what I have to do is up here, and I've literally just noticed I didn't actually put any of the 12mm framing on. It's been a couple of weeks since I did that video, and I don't know how I didn't realise that obviously I'm going to have to do the top bit as well. Do you know what I've just remembered? I actually ran a bit of conduit up here and to around about here, and I've pretty much, I think I've insulated it in. So I'm going to have to take this board back down, cut a hole, get my hand in there, see if I can find it, and then make a little hole for it to come out. It was mainly just so that if I ever needed any sort of like lighting up here, like in the cupboards, then I could literally run it straight down to the leisure battery, nice and easy. Much better. Bit flexy there. There's a chance that I might hang a surfboard across here, but the mounts are literally going to be at those points anyway. That's why I wanted to put the strengthening points along there. All right.
Yeah. Oh wow.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not for your bed though, Charlie Bean, is it?
Look. Little D.
You see Daddy's van? Well, it's our van now.
Okay, look at Daddy's van. Little boy.
Well, thanks.
Bye.
I'll be down in a minute. Now there are a few areas that I'm going to tidy up, such as here. Put a bit of trim over that. This will be carpeted, so that's nice and tidy. Along there will be carpeted as well, so that'll be tidy. And I'm going to carpet this section here as well. The same with that section there. Do you know what? I've been messing around doing all these bits, and I realised I never actually vapor barried this part of the door. So I need to get on with that. Like I said at the beginning, I'm not ply lining the doors just yet, simply because, you know, I've still got to sort of work out how I'm going to do it. Whether I'm going to do it in one big piece of ply, or whether I'm going to do it in two sections, or whether I'm even going to put windows in the back here. Not decided yet. A lot of people have been sort of getting really almost like obsessed with the fact that I'm not putting windows in this van. But let me just clear something up. It's a lot easier to put windows in at a later date if I decide I want them, than actually cut windows and then decide later on down the road, oh, I wish I hadn't done that, because else I'd have to replace the doors. So it's always a better way around to not do it and then make your decision later on. All in all, I said that was a successful couple of days. It's really weird I've put in all this effort and now the van pretty much looks like how it did when I got it. Just ply lined. But at least I know now it's insulated properly. It's got some nice inserts ready for the kitchen area and the bedroom area. I mean, what a difference it makes just to have the ply lining back in. It just brightens that area up. I'm starting to feel like I was working in a cave with the damp-proof membrane being so dark in there. But that's really opened that space up. But thanks for watching. If you are enjoying these videos, then feel free to check out the playlist where you can watch it all the way through from start up to this point. And I'll see you next week. Cheers!